Yo, what's up, movie fans out there around the world? This is the one and only Mark Spencer. We're back for this day of January 25th, 2015. 2015. We're back for another episode of This Week in Entertainment, Part 7. It's good to be back, folks. It's been almost, a year, I guess, maybe two, 2013, since we did the last one. It's just good to talk some entertainment. I think when you talk about the movie business, we talk about big movies. We talk about blockbuster budget. We talk about a lot of stuff. We talk about a movie directed by one of the greatest actors in the history of the business, Clint Eastwood. He made a movie called American Sniper, based on a true story on a war hero. And that movie is grossed in almost $200 million domestically. Around the world, it's done another $100 million, about $300 million. It did $64.4 million in the box office this past weekend. Coming in second was J-Lo's big-time movie called The Boy Next Door, $15.0 million. And came second in showing this past weekend was Paddington. Paddington is another one of those movies. I think it's a George Lucas movie. I thought that would do better. It did 12.4 million this weekend. I think it did 20 million last weekend. So altogether, it's done 40.1 million. Around the world, it's probably done more. Taken 7.6 million. I thought that movie would do way better. Another no-name movie. It's not no-name, but The Imitation Game did 7.1 million. Strange Magic 5.5 million. Selma did 5 million. Mordecai 4.1 million. A big bust for Johnny Depp, one of the great actors out there. Just his movies just not are amazing, He used to make good movies. And when you really think about it, you have to actor, Johnny. You're a really good actor, but you have to do a lot better. A lot better. A lot better. A lot better. Well, in terms of entertainment, folks, now we've seen a lot of good movies over the years, folks. And the movie that I'm very interested in is Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. And I was reading today that it looks like Lex Luthor is going to be an interesting character in the upcoming Dawn of Justice, Batman vs. Superman, coming out next year, 2016, in the month of March. It's going to be interesting. I hear rumors that they're going to do a part 1 and part 2. I doubt it, but you never know. Warner Brothers usually gives you a trick or two. So, you never know. I think when you talk about Justice League and you talk about Batman and Superman and all the characters like Aquaman and the Green Arrow, the Green Lantern, there's been news about Green Lantern. There's talk that Tyrese Gibson, the star of the Fast and the Furious movies and the many other big movies over the years, that he's going to be the Green Lantern. He's auditioning for it, and I really hope he gets it, because I think he'll do a good job. He'll do a better job than Ryan Reynolds tried. That movie did flop, so I think he'll be a good Green Lantern. I think with Tyrese Gibson, he's shown in the Transformers movies that he is one of the top young actors in the business. He might not be super young, but he's still a young, good, great young actor in the world. He's one of the best in the world. Former model. Don't forget, Tyrese Gibson used to be a model. Now he's one of the top actors in the world. And there's no doubt, I think he'll do a good job as Green Lantern, like Jason Momoa will do with Aquaman. And you got other characters like the Flash, you have the Green Arrow, and those TV shows have been awesome. So I won't be surprised to see Stephen Amell, and the kid that plays the Flash in the Justice League. You'll probably see a cameo, maybe a cameo of them in Dawn of Justice. Just a cameo. They'll probably just show up just for a meeting or something. It'll be cool. And I think Gal Gadot, who's going to play Wonder Woman, I think she's going to do an awesome job. She might not be beefed up like the real Wonder Woman, but hey, it's not always about the look. It's about how you feel, and it's about what you can do with that role. And that's what makes that role special. And at the end of the day, you need to make it special. And you need to live up to the role. And moving on to the movie biz, there's some other movies coming out the next few years, like X-Men, Apocalypse, they're going with a more of a younger look. But we'll see. Without those veterans like McCallan and Stewart and Frankie Jesselin, and what's his name? He played no a lot of the originals. Halle Berry. I mean, it's tough, because I'm a big fan of the X-Men movies, and for them not to have those big stars in these next movies, at least they had them in Futures of the Past. It would be nice to see them continue using them, but they're going with a little bit younger look of them. So good luck, X-Men. I don't think it'll work out. It usually blows up in their face. There's some other movies that will come in the future. There's going to be another G.I. Joe 3. They got a new director for it, so we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be good. Last G.I. Joe was awesome. The G.I. Joe Sierra franchise has been great. I remember when I was a kid playing the action figures of G.I. Joe, and I never thought that they'd actually make a movie on G.I. Joe, and I'm glad they did, because it's something that, for all the kids nowadays that play these little action figures, it's something that they can look at and say, wow, I mean, I got to see a G.I. Joe movie, and that's cool. Just like Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a success at the box office. They're coming out with a sequel. They're going to have a new director, and hopefully we have some new models of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They look like the turtles from the previous movies they made before. I'm hoping they have the old shells, the old big heads, and get away from what they had. It just didn't look like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that we love, right? So there is some talk that they might bring in some robot mechanics maybe in that next movie. So it won't be so much CG. I think the next one's gonna have some more mechanics, like almost like the old suits they had in the previous movies. Just they're gonna look more like Ninja Turtles. They might have the small head still, but I think they'll have like the robot mechanics in the next movie. It'll be cool. Come on, dudes, we gotta make it happen. Kicking butt is always good. Okay, whatever. So yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 coming out next year is gonna be good. And I've been hearing rumors of Beverly Hills Cop 4, Eddie Murphy. There's talk that they want to get this thing going. Eddie Murphy doesn't like the script, I'm hearing, so let's hope he likes the script in the near future here, and hopefully they can start filming in the near future here. I've been hearing talk that there's some other movies that are going to get rolling. Deadpool, from another one of those Marvel properties, they're going to get things going soon here. And there's talk of Spider-Man probably joining Marvel in a few years. There probably will be a Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Mr. Garfield, and then they'll probably shift him to the Avengers and meet up with the rest of the Marvel family, or X-Men. I still think we'll be part of the X-Men universe because, if you think about it, Peter Parker is a mutant. So you need to continue with that storyline of the mutants of those movies. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of things change. There's a lot of things that don't change in the movie biz. So whatever. Well, folks, thanks for watching for this week in Entertainment Part 7. This is me, Mark Spencer, saying thanks for watching. Y'all have a good Sunday, and we'll be back again before the Oscars talking about who won and who lost. My favorite to win it has to go to that movie Birdman with Michael Keaton, one of the best Batmans ever. He's one of the best actors in the world, and he's never really got much opportunities. He's been in some movies here and there, but he's one of the more talented ones out there. Like Michael Douglas, Kurt Russell, and I heard rumors that they're gonna make another Escape from New York. And how is Kurt Russell not in this movie? He is Snake. There's no doubt in my mind. You make movies, if you don't have the original guy in it, the movie just doesn't do good. And in my eyes, there's only one guy that can play Snake, and that's Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is one of the most talented actors ever. Ever. It's like, Michael J. Fox, one of the most talented actors ever. Maybe one day there'll be another Back to the Future. Maybe. Don't rule it out. Maybe at number 4. Now, him and Christopher Lloyd teaming up again would be awesome. That would be cool. Hopefully, Michael J. Fox can get back to what he was at one time. He made a couple TV shows of late. Didn't turn out great, but we got to see Michael get out there and show what he can still do. You know, he still has a passion, man. He still has the passion that he once had when he was young. I watched Teen Wolf and the Back to the Futures. What was that other show he used to be on? It was a hit show, Family Ties. I mean, that was another show I grew up watching. That family was cool. So, over the years, he's made some really good movies. And Christopher Lloyd's made some good movies. I remember a movie with Hulk Hogan. It was called Suburban Commando. That was the funniest movie I've ever seen. And that's what made Hulk Hogan a legend. A lot of these wrestlers like The Rock, Austin, John Cena's, and all these other great actors, Kurt Angle, has made good movies over the years that are funny. And a lot of these wrestlers can act. A lot of them, you just throw them behind the scenes, you throw them behind that camera, let them be themselves and let them be like that character, and they become something special. Batista, he's become a superstar. You watch, man. If they ever make the Gear Wars movie, there's no doubt in my mind that Dave Batista should be the star of that movie because he looks like the modern day Gear Wars. If Microsoft ever thinks about making a movie, Dave Batista is the star of that movie. You surround him with the big names. I'll just throw up a ton of names. You got Sylvester Stallone, you got Steve Austin, you got The Rock, you got so many others you can surround him with in a movie called Gear Wars, based on the video game. That was one of the most popular games in the history of video games. It sold, I think, it sold 30 million copies in its history. I mean, like Halo. I mean, these are two of Microsoft's crown jewels, and I mean, dude, if they ever make a movie on Gear Wars, Dave Batista would be it, man. And don't forget, he's coming out in the new James Bond movie. It's gonna be one of the villains, so it should be good. Batista's on fire. Guardians of the Galaxy, they're doing a sequel soon, so I mean, he's on fire. Wrestling, MMA, he's doing